Put on some lip gloss, your little bang. Have you started off and actually? Well, we used to call them powder donuts. Oh, yeah. Dang, keep talking, look longer. You know, lick my lip just here. Uh-oh, I got a powder donut. Right, I was just telling you that there was beverages, right? It's that part.
Thank you. Yeah.
I didn't even know.
We'll also be recording. I don't have you currently in it, but just so you know that. Oh.
Welcome. Welcome to our We Are Worth Defending Empowerment Self-Defense Training. Our goal is to provide some skills and some tools that you can add into your toolbox that you can use in your daily living to feel safer in yourself and safer in your environments. So my name is Sharonda, and I came to We Are Worth Defending through Impact Safety. I took an full contact self-defense course child age ago, like nine or 10 years ago. I was somebody who had their boundaries violated at an early age. And so I carried that with me as someone who didn't know that I could even have boundaries, didn't know that I was worth fighting for, just thought I was dispensable, disposable here for, somebody's use, and then, we don't need you no more, bye. And then when I got frustrated with that, I over-boundaried myself, and I was like, F everybody. And I found that also did not allow me to live into the full expression of what I could be. So through Impact, I learned that I can have a voice, I can use my voice, I can set boundaries, and I can preserve my boundaries if I need to. So that's my story.
Great. Thanks for sharing, Sharonda. I'm Arnesia. I'm also a part of We Work Defending and Impact Safety. Similar story in terms of taking an impact safety class years ago, and I went back for another one years ago. But I was really drawn to it because of just the way in which it taught me how to recognize awareness within myself and creating boundaries with myself, so that I'm able to extend that out into the community, the world, and people around me. Being someone who was in a domestic violence relationship, I decided to take the course just to kind of figure out, get my footing under me. And let me tell you, I got my footing. And long story short, it led me into wanting to be an instructor. Again, can't really give words to what it brought to my life, but it definitely brought a lot of clarity and a lot of direction in the way in which I want to navigate forward, and how I want to incorporate this into my own personal life with my daughter, who is 8, and very clear with her boundaries, which I appreciate. Yes. And that's basically why I'm doing it. It just trickles down into generations after generations. So we're going to continue to move around the room and just introducing ourselves. I go with pronouns she, her.
I also am she, her.
Okay. And then we'll just pass it to the left.
Okay.
You just tell us your name and your pronouns.
Okay, I'm Dion Menza. I use they, them pronouns. Okay.
Bardos, she, her.
Great. Well, welcome, both of you. There's a reason why you're here, right? And we're going to have a lot of fun and get a lot of tools, as Sharonda alluded to, more so with ourselves, too. It's really about awareness with ourselves. So with that, not just your names, you want to do a little bit of an icebreaker. I'm sure you're all aware of that, how that works, especially if you've been in Charlie's company. Yes, Zoom or anything else. They have the best icebreakers, but ours would be pretty simple. If you could describe yourself in one color, how you're feeling right now, what would that color be? We'll start with myself, and then we'll go around. Switch it up. The color I choose will be blue, but not like in a blues way or a dreary way, more just like, open to what's possible.
A color for me, I think would be, in this moment, orange. Vibrant, fun, bright. That's how I feel right now.
I would say light gray. It reminds me of like a pencil. I'm ready to write and erase and try to.
Oh, I love that.
I was actually also going to say orange. For me, orange is giving like a lot going on, like a lot on my mind. Optimistic, but a bit overwhelmed. I'm making like a bright orange. So it's like, yeah.
Nice. Thank you all for sharing. I appreciate that. And the metaphors and all of that, which kind of helps us, kind of settle into where you are as well. As you notice, the space is in a circle. Essentially, it's providing that in itself, just an encompassing environment for us to bring our full selves to this space, however the way you want to or how you wish. It is an opportunity to do so. And as we're talking about that and the awareness of the colors or how we're feeling in this moment, big part of self-defense is being aware of our surroundings. So I'm going to go over some housekeeping things here. You all see doors, right? Which means exits. These doors basically exit to the outside of the building. This one will exit into like a closet or something. So I just want you to be aware of that. There's a restroom straight down the hallway to your right. And then the exits are also to your left. There's also an exit towards the back end of the hallway. A little bit of a maze, but you can follow the sign. I just want to make sure that people know how to leave the room if they need to, and then also the building. Any questions about that? No? Okay. So just take care of yourself. If you need to exit, please do so. And then we'll also want to touch base on agreements while we're in this room and in this circle and in this space, showing up full capacity in the way which we can and want to. We want to talk about some of the agreements that we want to establish in this space. So I'll start with an agreement that I would like to establish, really just, I would say speaking my own story, speaking to your own story. So if I'm sharing something, Sharonda has a perspective on it, she can speak to her own perspective, not necessarily telling me what my perspective is. So I'm just trying to keep it there.
I would say, if someone is having a moment based on something that we're learning in this class, let's do our best to allow them that moment. So we're not, by that we mean not offering tissue, not hugging, not offering touch, because we don't want to interrupt their process and we don't know their history. All right. So can we agree that we will not comfort?
Yeah.
I think standing with someone for their life is more support than we realize without external. That's for us. I'm uncomfortable because I don't want to see Arnesia hurting right now. So I'm going to go up to Arnesia and help. Well, that may not be what Arnesia wants or needs in that moment. So I'm going to manage myself and allow the wisdom of Arnesia to do the work it needs to do, right? What gives you space that you would like to add here to feel that this is a safer container? What you think on that? I'm gonna add no judging ourselves and others.
think you kind of already said this like verbally, but just kind of like being present as you can and like doing what you need to like attend to your needs in the space.
You said that you want to kind of, curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Some things may come up for us, may not. Either way, it's important for me to stay curious in every moment. Because maybe staying curious.
That red line didn't pop up to let me know that I was spelling my words right.
Oh, I need that. I need that.
How about, maintaining confidentiality? So while we do want you to share what we are defending and this work is all about, to keep confidentiality, we want you to share from your own perspective. So oh my God, I was in class and Arnesia told this story about, blah, 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 and that, no, I was really impacted by a story that I heard. So can we agree with the hand raised and the head nod that we will be confident, maintain confidentiality for the participants of this space? And so I know we're recording and everyone has signed waivers, so that's awesome. Is there anything else that would help bring a feeling of safety to this circle?
Are we having one-on-one practice? I would say consent, ask before you do anything.
Very good.
How do you feel about what is the 6th year? Yeah. Do you feel you can breathe and your system is settling as we go through these agreements, and we are accepting and following through and then if it comes up, I'm judging, or it doesn't look the same when I do it as when Dion does it. Okay, Sharonda. Saying it out loud can take the heat off of it. It can remind us that we have made an agreement to have more compassion on judgment. All right, perfect.
And these can change and then we look at it.
Absolutely.
Feel free to write it on there.
Absolutely. It's a living document. As we grow and change, the agreements grow and change, such as life. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate your participation in that. All right, so we're gonna move forward with getting into the roots of empowerment, self-defense, and the baseline of it all. Up here, you see this beautiful little picture. It's not that big, but it is up there. Any difficulty reading it from that far? We can a little closer. Actually, I have one I can pass around. Okay, so you, and then you can read it as you will, and as you're going through it. So basically, they are the principles in which we are representing, came up with, kind of help establish. You all skim over this really quickly, and we're just going to go over each one. And before we do that, just keep in mind that with empowerment self-defense, there's no particular order in which these go. At any given time, you may do one of them before you do the other. Okay? So We'll start with the run at the top, the green one, which basically says, get away. You decide when to leave an uncomfortable situation. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a situation with a stranger. It could be with someone that you know, any type of relationship where you feel as though a boundary may have been violated, you feel uncomfortable. Walking away from a situation is essentially a part of running. And of course, running, we all know what that means, a little sprint, really picking up the pace, a nice little trot. But anytime that you can get yourself out of a situation, be it running or not, that is essentially what we're talking about when we talk about empowerment self-defense. It's really just setting that boundary in a physical way, without physically fighting.
It could be closing a laptop. It could be putting your phone down. Even those small things where you can preserve your self-care, mental health, and set about, okay, I'm not dealing with this right now. Leaving the conversation that's not, conducive to where I am or where I want to be in life, or any of those things.
Absolutely. It's really recognizing what and then, like Sharonda said, if I have this phone and I don't really want to deal with this text or this call, what do I want? Versus really saying, oh, I know that I do this. I don't.
Think, or which is online, I guess. Yell, which is to use your voice to speak up for yourself and others. This can be calm or loud. And with that, you're expressing your boundaries clearly. So all the parts align. Your voice, your stance, your posture, all aligns with what you're saying. So I can say no. Or I can say no. I mean, I feel like the message is conveyed both ways. We're like, especially when talking with children, I'm not yelling at them all day, but I'm like, no. I don't, I'm not like, no. Would you believe me that I want you to stop? Stop. Or if I'm like, stop, makes a difference.
Hi.
Hello, welcome. Welcome. If you all would please sign in that sheet there. You need a snack with you real quick, or?
Let's drink some coolers while walking stuff with the board and try.
Whoa.
I see it here, is water in there. There is water in there as well. I got green tea.
Welcome.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Imani, but I go by Mani,
Monty.
and I use Audrey as my
Audrey. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Diamond. She, her pronoun. Okay. Sharonda, she, her.
Arnesia, she, her.
What's that, y'all? Oh, yeah, there you go.
No, y'all know each other.
Farthest, she is.
All right. So just to recap, we set agreements to help keep the room a safer space for us to practice in. So these are our agreements. If you have any questions, or if you have agreements that you'd like us to add, please just say so. And if it doesn't occur to you now and it occurs to you later, we can add. This is a fluid document. And they're all, I think, equally big. Speak to your own story, which means if Arnesia says something or shares the story, and I'm not gonna go into, well, here's what I think about you. I can share how what Arnesia said has impacted me. Okay? We don't comfort others in this space. And by that, we mean if someone is having a moment, we allow them to have that moment. We're trauma informed. We allow them to have that moment. We don't go up to people. We don't touch. We don't offer tissues because we don't want to interrupt the movement that is happening. Okay? We're not judging ourselves and others to the best of our ability. So we're going to be doing movements. We're going to, be faced with scenarios, and we don't want to, well, we would like to practice reframing from judgment of ourselves and others. Again, to create a safer space for us to practice in. We are going to practice staying present and attending to our own needs. So with that, bathrooms, out this door and along this wall, right? To your right. We would like to stay curious, maintaining confidentiality, which means you all signed the lot of the form. So you're okay if we put video in this session. But out in the streets, we don't want to share details about people. If you want to share about the class or the experience, we ask that you keep it to how it impacted you. I was impacted by this class in this way without revealing details about something else. And then consent. We are going to be practicing, and so we will always ask if it's okay to touch you. And that answer can change at any time during the process. Okay. Do we all agree? So we all did a head nod and a head raised hand stating that we agree to that process. Then we started going over the 5 principles in our sentence.
May I ask one more question before we resume?
Absolutely.
What would y'all say are the goals of today's session? What
To-
can we be getting out of this? Like when we walk away, what are some things we will have?
So our hope is that you will have tools to create self and healthy boundaries for yourself and to preserve them if you need to. Did that work?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect. That's what.
Okay, perfect. We're gonna put some tools in your toolbox.
Yeah.
So, we know how to defend ourselves, right? Of unwanted spacery or touchery or fuckery or anything.
So we have already gone over one of the principles, which is run. Pretty self-explanatory. You can read on there as to what that looks like. But it's as Sharonda alluded to when we were describing it, doesn't necessarily always mean running from a situation. You should do that if you're able to safely. Could just mean setting a boundary and picking up the phone and you've seen there's something or some conversation or interaction that you don't want to have. Recognizing your needs in that moment and putting that phone down. Sharonda, just closing your laptop. It's not necessarily in a space identifying what you need in the moment, and it's not really opportunity to what other people may need. Also, just leaving a situation, any relationship that you may be in, be it familiar or not. Running, pinning tail, just walking away in the moment and or walking away the wrong time. So we'll identify those ways that you can do that. We also touched on yell, which probably alluded to really just using our voice in a way that is more direct and clear. Great example, but if I say no, that means no. If I say no, that means no. If I say no, and I'm giggling or smiling and not necessarily aligning what I'm saying with my body language, then that can be perceived as something different, and we have to be aware of that. One, we have to be aware that I'm someone who giggles or maybe sways when I get nervous, right? So how is that being perceived by the other person? It's just really about awareness when we're talking about yelling and aligning our body with what it is that we want to be clear and direct. Because if I'm sending an information to Sharonda with saying no, and then that no is clear and direct and she violates that, now I have information from her that her intentions are well. So now I know how to move forward in that space. But if I'm unclear with my no and my yell or whatever it is, it's blurry, right? So we'll get into how to do that.
All right, that was excellent. The next on our hand is think. And we will work with use your head, be present, listen to your intuition, notice what is going on and what you want to do and what's going on inside of me, what's going on around me, what areas can I get to safely, who are my people in this space. Like if I'm in a space and there's a crowd of people, the first thing I do is look for the exits and who my people are. Okay, who are my people? And I want to say, I want to count all of y'all as my people right now, right? Like if it's going down, who are my people? And then fight. Fight is actually fighting. Physical resistance, using the hard parts of our body against vulnerable targets. So we'll be touching in on that. And then tell, heal and share in a safe space with someone you trust to support you. And it doesn't, like Des said, it could be just checking in to see if I'm off, if I'm tripping, right? Which I often do, like, okay, this happened, am I tripping or is this really real, right? So that's a tell because it gets it out of me, you know, I'm sharing an experience and I am looking for, from a trusted perspective, like, okay, am I tripping or was this like a real violation, right? And then I like to add that we tell until we feel resourced. So the first person you tell is not, they're not a good listener. They're not taking you seriously. They're not, okay, that didn't work. A lot of people stop there. Well, nobody's gonna believe, they didn't believe me, nobody's gonna believe, type of thing. Well, we wanna untrain that and say, tell until you feel resourced. Whether it's a year later, 5 years later, 20 years later, tell, because it reduces the ownership. Me owning it, if I don't tell, it lives in me. So if I tell, then it's out there and I can begin digesting my trauma and I can possibly prevent that happening. So. Think about.
I don't have any questions about it, I'm just grateful that we're doing it. I think that with harm, a lot of harm exists and thrives in deception, so this is one of the first times I've ever heard people outright say, tell and keep saying it until you feel resourced. I really like that. But I don't have any questions.
I thank you for your comment.
Oh, no problem.
All right, so you ready to
Yeah,
stand up? We're gonna do a little thing. So let's move our chairs back.
If the wall, if possible, or if don't want to block any of the voice. Don't worry, you have time to go back to your plan.
All right, so what we're gonna do right now is walk in the circle. And that sounds weird, but you'll get why we're doing it. We're just gonna walk. And you can go your own way. You don't have to go all the same way. As you're walking, just kind of notice what's occurring around and inside of you. All right, stop. Where are the light switches?
Or close your eyes. First, if you feel comfortable with yourself.
All right, who can tell me where the light switch is? Who can tell me where hand sanitizer is? Wow. What's one thing in this room that can be used as a weapon?
The chair. I don't know.
Which is,
Where's the trash can?
Oh, sorry, you want to say something?
That was it, yeah. Bring it over.
Alright. So we're gonna go into formation. Okay. So wherever you are, we're going to practice our stance. Our awareness stance and our ready stance. And this is a way of utilizing what you just learned in terms of what you know that's going on around you, and also setting, first step in setting a boundary here.
No, that's about it.
Okay, so we like to get in what we call confident stance, and that is with your feet shoulder width apart. Roll your shoulders back, chin up, well, not up, but chin straight and eyes on the horizon, right? And toggle, we're gonna toggle between confident stance and something else, right? So if we're confident and we are in a fight against, I don't know, do I wanna do that? I don't wanna do that. Yeah, that's another time. So our confidence stance, and then from confidence, the reason we start out here is because we want to make ourselves less attractive to a perpetrator, right? Perpetrators typically go for people who look unsure, they're looking down, or they're playing small, right? And so their eyes are not on the horizon, or posture is not like one of confidence. So we like to start there. And then we go into what is called awareness. And so when something strikes your intuition as doesn't feel right, then we go and verbalize what is going on. That signals inside of ourselves to start paying attention to what the thing is that sparked our intuition in the first place. In this room, we'll say what is going on out loud, okay? And then we'll actively describe the behavior or whatever it is that's what's going on. And then from here, if we feel like someone is too close, crossing our boundaries, they've done something that we didn't like, we'll go into what is called ready stance. Ready stance is when you take one foot back, you put your hands up, and you yell no. Or you can say no. For this room, no, we're gonna yell it. Because I don't know if you're used to verbalizing yourself in this way. So we're gonna practice it, okay? So let's come back to confidence. We're gonna take a deep breath here. And when I say awareness, we're gonna go into our awareness stance and we're gonna say, what's going on? Okay? Ready? Awareness. What's going on? Okay? And then when I say ready, we're going to go into our ready stance and say no. Okay? Ready? No. Okay, and we want you to check your posture. So we want you forward facing. Your feet are just a little bit more than hip width apart, because we want you to have a good balance, and we'll go more into that later. So we're here and here. So if I come over, right, you might move, but you're not gonna fall down, right? So we come here with our hands because we want to see what's in front of us, but we also don't want to be an easy target. Arnesia, would you come in like you're gonna, right? So that's why we have our hands up here. And then if we have to make a move, we're already in position. We don't have to get in position. So we're like here and doing all this. And it's like, oh. Right, we got smacked by now. So we're here, and if we have to go into a position of preserving our boundaries, then we can't quickly without thought. Anything you want to add?
No, that's essentially it. That's why we say the awareness, it brings awareness to our bodies, our voice, and being connected with ourselves. And the positioning our hands, sometimes you can rub them this way, or you want to go higher, but it's bringing awareness and bringing our hands to the position that is closest to the target that we want, right? If I have to come out of my hands have to come out of my pockets, that's a further reach. My hands have to come behind my back, that's a further reach. We want to be up here already, ready to go. This is just scientific. Come up with, we didn't make it. So there's that.
I love that. All right, so we're gonna actually practice. Are we gonna do an individual practice, or we're gonna just practice it online? We're gonna practice it online.
Yeah, just the group.
Okay, so we're going to yell no. So we're gonna go and we may come along and just like adjust your posture just to make so that it is in alignment for the next move should you need to employ it. Okay. All right, so we're in our confident stance and go into your awareness.
What's going on?
What's going on? Ready? Into ready stance. No.
No. Feel that our hands are kind of close to our toes up a little bit so you can see. Essentially, you want to
We're not right here because we're neutral.
neutral stance, shoulder relaxed.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that one foot behind you. However it's comfortable, give you a little bit more. There you go.
That's it. That's it.
Are you taking a back step or front?
We sit back.
I step back so I can like, right?
Essentially, taking a step forward is you kind of invading space now. You're just you're not backing up, but you're just positioning yourself.
Yes.
So
I don't want no problem, big fella.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, let's try that again. Awareness. What's going on? Ready. No.
Nice, shoulder relaxed.
Good. All right, so we can talk about some de-escalation techniques, and then we'll go through some scenarios. Right? So let me grab the book here.
Any questions about the stance? Why this?
Yeah, what about you? So if you feel higher up, so like going down and it's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's really, if you can do higher up, because again, the position that we're gonna go into next is from here to here. But if it's lower, it's really just about bringing awareness to what's going on. And you may raise it up later.
Yeah.
You may not have to do it. Yeah, either way is good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so when setting boundaries with strangers, here are some things you can use. So you see something, you go into awareness, and someone does something you don't like, you go to ready, and there's an engagement. So you can lie, and we're gonna practice these too. You can lie, you can tell them a fake name, you can tell them, hey, baby, what's your name? Where you going? Can I go with you? Right? So you can lie, You can buy into their reality, so you can go along with what you're saying. The idea here is to create distance between them and you so you can maintain your safety. Right? They haven't touched you yet. So we don't want to get into a verbal thing where that can be possible. Our goal is to go home, right? You can cause a scene. If you don't leave me alone, I'm gonna cause a scene. This person is wearing, and describe what they're wearing, right? Because, you know, people, like you said, deception and privacy. Assailants like privacy. So if you're yelling and causing a scene, they're like, oh no, she's not the one. It works when there's other people around or adjacent. Doesn't necessarily work when you're alone. You can humanize them. You can use other techniques when you're alone, which we'll get to. You can humanize them. You talk to your mother like that? You know, you can say things like, I'm a mother, or I have children, or I have a family, or, you know, appealing to their humanity, same thing. You look like somebody I know. Did I see you at church last week? You know, you can deflect. So somebody's like giving you, wanting directions. Hey, I need to get, you could be a nice person, but this is not about being a nice person. This is about something doesn't feel right to you and you need them out of your face. If you go down this block, you can find a gas station and they can tell you exactly what you need. Or they can tell you exactly where you're looking, what you're looking for at this building, office building right over here. You know, especially if you're downtown a lot or in downtown type areas where I find that particularly useful. You can empathize. You can appear to understand their story. Because you know, when you're at the gas station, everybody got a sad story for you. You could be like, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but I ain't got it. Right? If they walk away, we're good. They keep on, we have to employ something else. Yeah, so now we're gonna show you how that works, and then we're going to play it out.
Any questions about those?
I don't have a question, but we have a lot of options, so I might need to see it a little bit more before I feel comfortable being able
Oh,
to
yes,
do.
of course. We're gonna practice. All right, you wanna do your.
So essentially, one of the roles that I play is a character, a person in character. So anytime I have this hat on with the little penguin and these sunglasses, I am not Arnesia, I am Lace. Okay, so know the difference. Lace. All right, and so essentially, Sharonda and I are going to demonstrate some of the scenarios or some of the things in scenario that she just described. Okay, not all of this.
What's going on?
You're pointing at me?
I don't think so.
Man, did you owe me some money last week, didn't you? Same spot.
If I loaned you some money, you know.
You got 5 on.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
I think a little bit of gas. Can you give me 5? Okay, 2.
I don't have it. I'm not talking to you anymore.
You being cheap? $2.
I said no.
Come on.
I said no.
Any questions?
So I want to just say that even as an instructor, I get adrenalized, right? Because it's muscle memory and it's like real time situation. So we're not just play up here.
No, it's not so real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
What's going on?
My car broke down on the street. Can you help me?
I can't help you, but
Down.
I understand what you're saying. There's a gas station right down
You
here.
ain't never, your car didn't break down? You ain't never get a tire that's busted or anything? You can't empathize with me right now?
I empathize. I'm sorry that that's happened to you.
Oh, thank you.
There's a gas station one block over and they can help you get your car together. Yes.
Can you give me a ride?
I can't, I won't be giving you a ride, but it's really close.
Oh, is
You
it?
can get there.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I was gonna say something, I forgot, so. Let's move it on. What's going on?
Oh, what's up?
Person walking towards me.
Hey, can I get you a drink?
No, thank you.
Come on, let me see.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't wanna talk to you. I don't wanna talk to you.
Whoa, you getting a little tasty. I like that in you. Yo, can I get you a drink?
Back up.
Whoa, drink to calm you down, woman. Trick.
I said no.
Let's like get her a drink. Come on.
The acting is not too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, I know what I was gonna say. Notice how lace will have a little extra something for, you know, they're going away. Let them talk their shit while they're walking. Cause that's putting distance between me and them. And I can get out. Cause, you know, before this training, fly me would be like, you know, like I'm asking for it. And now, I won't say asking for it, that's not the right term. But I'm inviting more interaction that is, yes, that is decreasing my feeling of safety. Right? All right, so, one more?
Really quick, may I ask a question? So I noticed in some of the scenarios, when you step into your ready stance, the way that we learned it, when we step into the ready stance, we say no immediately. But in these situations, I see, you're like getting into the ready stance, but still offering help or still communicating. And that's totally fine. But like what type of factors are contributing to you not just straight up saying no, back up, like?
Because in the world, everybody's not out to harm. I don't believe that, and I don't want to walk around this way. That's just me. And I have a boundary at the same time. So here's my boundary. So I can still talk to you, and then if I'm done, then I'm done. I get to say so. Right?
Yeah. This is universal. Stop. Doesn't necessarily mean no, but this is universal for stop. So you've already communicated something there. Now, if I come to Sharonda and I'm engaging in verbal conversation, I don't necessarily need to jump to no right away. So it's just a matter of reading the person and one reading yourself. Yeah, right. You'll know in the moment as long as you're paying attention to what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, they said something I don't like, they done something I don't like, going here. Now, funny story, I was at the gas station, maybe a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks ago. And this person kind of startled me. Because while I try to be alert, there's a lot going on. I'm checking like prices, I'm like making sure, all of that. And so this, I'm between my car and the gas pump, and somebody comes around like right here. And I just out of instinct and practice, I was like, no. And he was like, oh, it ain't all, because he recognized it. He was like, oh, I don't mean it like that. I was like, okay, but I ain't got you. Oh, okay, okay, and then he went on. So when Arnesia says this, they know. Keep coming if you want to, right? Because why would somebody say, oh, it ain't all like that? Why would that come to mind, right? All right.
All right, so we're just gonna, might wanna jump into the design purpose.
Yeah, so let's line up. Line up, line up. This is on the line, and while we're on the line, we ask that you stay on the line and that you cheer each other on. Okay, I'm gonna be your coach. Arnesia is going to transform into Lace, the perpetrator, and we're going to get some practicing. So when Lace steps up, awareness steps. What's going on? Call it out. What are they doing? Oh, they're walking around, they're picking their nose, oh, they're scratching their balls, okay. And then when they say or do something that you don't like or get too close, no. Okay? And if Lace doesn't believe you, Lace will keep going. All right? Come on. We're gonna come this way. Right. Okay. Pause. Thank you. Yeah. Because we didn't go over that part. No one, nobody won. So we're gonna, so that's first of all, you wanna demonstrate what you did? Okay. I'm just gonna do it too. Oh, okay.
We're just walking around, awareness sense what's going on, right? Trying to get her awareness sense what's going on. Nothing's really going on, because Sharonda's not gonna let me behind her back. What we call this is the pivot. Essentially, you're already in your stance, kind of, and now you're just pivoting. Well, this pivot induces in keeping you in the ready stance should you need the strikes, right? So I'm not gonna be swaying. I'm not gonna be backing up. I'm pivoting, because this pivot indicates to that person that this is my space, my boundary, and anytime you cross it, now it's my time. Make sense?
Thank you. Oh. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Stop. No. You don't think, no. No, Patrice. No. Patrice, don't back up. Tell them to back up. You can back up. No, back up. Back up. Like, come on, Patrice. I know you remember me from back in the day. No, I don't. You sure? Yeah, I'm good. I'm done talking. I'm done talking to you. You then, Patrice? Patrice? No. That's not your name? No. Right, have glasses off, scenario's over. All right, good? Yeah. All right, Dion. That's the idea. Arnesia is a completely lovely person. Lace, on the other hand, shaded. Going on. What are you going on? Just back up. Back what? Back up. You're looking at me. I'm good, thank you.
I don't need to talk to you.
Oh.
I'm good.
You alpha woman, you one of them don't really want to talk to people tonight?
Can you back up?
Yeah, no. Can you
Back
come
up.
closer?
Back up.
Oh, get a handshake.
I'm done talking to you.
Oh.
Right.
No, you didn't see me just start the park here, man. Why the fuck you take my spot?
Whoa, back up,
Whoa, whoa, you the one took my spot.
back up.
No,
I
no,
didn't.
I'm not backing up.
I did it. Back up.
You did.
Back up.
Oh,
Back
wait,
up.
hold on. You did.
Pause,
Back up.
pause, pause. Doing great. We want you to this.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, no, don't apologize. We're just practicing something.
My bad.
different.
I am.
Mm-mm,
That's why we're here.
that's why we're here. No, no apologies. Arnesia is fine. Okay. We're practicing the installation. So you were on the right path when you were saying it wasn't me. It wasn't me. You could even say my bad, my bad. But there's someone, I think they were, or no, you don't want to blame somebody else, it's in right their way. What would you say, Arnesia?
Yeah, you can deflect. You know, I think I saw the person go into the store.
There you
Part
go.
there. But a big part of this is really just being aware of how you react in a moment. Right, that's what empowerment self-defense is about. Now you know that I can get revved up very quickly and I can, show that I'm going. Yeah. And that's our natural reaction, responses,
Yes.
right? Our adaptive strategies, et cetera. But now you have a different tool. Now you have the opportunity to practice and do something different. Deflect, lie. It wasn't me, but I can find the person who did it. Let's find them together. Oh, those little things.
You could say, I can't understand what you're saying when you're yelling. Right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we're gonna start that over. Okay. All right, Monty's down. All right, Monty.
He's going to support y'all.
Yeah.
Yo, you just took my spot. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I ain't taking the spot.
You didn't take, this is your car?
That's not my car.
That's crazy.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
But you standing right here next to me.
Hey, that's okay. I'm not sure whose car it is. Maybe it's somebody down the road.
Oh, down the
You need some help? You need some help figuring it out? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But maybe we can go look over there. It's a lot of people in the area.
You right. All right. What's your name?
Hey, I don't think we know each other. I'm good off that.
All right, but I appreciate your
I
help.
appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too. Yeah.
Better? Yeah. Thank you.
Monty was funny.
Well, I think it's important, to think about. I thought in the other scenarios, the way that you approach the other people, like you approach them like in like a flirtatious way, and I'm assuming I'm not trying to like say anything like about people's identities or anything, but as a like person of transmasculine experience, like I do be having to like be ready to like fight or be ready for whatever, because men code me in this. I'm not misgendering anyone, but like I'm assuming that assuming the threats is men or like
For gender-based violence.
And he's a 6'2" person, so that's why like my response was like, oh yeah, it's time to get revved up then. And it might be from scenarios when I didn't defend myself. I'm like, oh nah. So not to like over. I do think that the situations being different might warrant different response.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely, you're right on point with that. Yeah, you're right on point. So yes, we have some historical stuff, right? And we also have what's happening in the moment. we can analyze that later, right? But for safety in the moment and to not get involved in an entanglement that could cause harm to myself, I want this person out of my face. What can I do with my words first to get this person out of my face? I can lie to them. I can say, hey, I understand you're upset, but it wasn't me. I think that person went into the store. I can say, I'm sorry that, that happened to you, and I'm not giving you any money. I could just say, no, depending on the scenario, right? I'm not talking to you anymore. Right?
Got options.
Got options. Tools for the toolbox.
I also think it was good to add the like walking away and talking shit, because I'm a person that's like, excuse me? We'll get back in it on accident.
Get back in it on accident. So that's perfect. I think I'm gonna use that.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute.
What's going on? Every time I come in here, it's dishes over here. We live here together, you can't clean up these dishes? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't make
I
that
said you can't clean up these dishes?
I did not make that mess.
Your stop sign.
Back up.
Who made the mess?
Back up.
You said.
Back up.
Y'all need you.
I'm done with this conversation.
Keep your hands off.
I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with this conversation.
Good job. What was that like? What was that like?
I didn't expect this scenario where it was like we're both in a home together or in a room together where he's talking about.
No, we do that on purpose. Because we want you adrenalized so that you can react or respond the way that is helpful for empowerment. So,
And I like that this scenario was like in this like confined space, like again, I'm assuming that we just assuming whatever dynamics, but like it's important that, anyone can violate your boundaries, not a stranger on the street, be your mama, and like, so what do you do then? So I appreciate this scenario.
very good. All right. So, yeah.
All right, we're gonna, just line up in a single file. Well, guess how you are.
It's
Yeah.
right here.
So we're gonna move into basically, what do you do if the person doesn't walk away, right? Right, you set that boundary very clear and direct, you give them the information, and now they're saying, what you just told me does not matter, I have a different intention, I want you. Okay? We're gonna get into, you want to demo real quick?
Yeah.
We can just do it in there. So Sharonda and I are gonna demo, we already got into the awareness, what's going on, paying attention to what's going on next, what's going on around us, the person in front of us, or people. And our ready stance, just backing up, we're gonna move up a little bit, so we're not stepping into the table. Ready stance, what's going on, we kind of relax shoulders, and we're just ready for what could come, right? The next step to that is essentially if this person continues to violate my boundary and not listen to the information that I gave them, I'm now going to take a step forward and strike. Call this the heel palm. So the leg that is in front of us, we're just essentially going to step forward, and then we're going to strike up forward. Snap back. So watch my hands real quickly, and Sharonda as well. Is no. Just a quick snap back. Okay.
I didn't use my voice on that, but no. No.
Okay. The reason we take a step forward is because that person has already violated our boundaries. Anytime that I fight or we say we're going to fight, we are committing to fighting until the end. That means until help comes, until I am basically depleted and cannot or I'm able to get away from these situations safely. So the reason I step in is, the reason I step in is because you're gonna be in close proximity. And I know this is weird nowadays, especially with everything's going on, people being close to each other, but you have to now close that gap even further to make sure that you have the contact that you need. Does that make sense? So when I say I'm committing to fighting, now I'm committing. Okay? You wanna fight this airstrike and saying no? We'll do that together. So we're on the awareness stance.
What's going on?
What's going on?
No, so.
Yeah, what's going on? Ready, stance on 3. 1, 2, 3. No! Okay, let's back up and do that one time. Awareness stance.
What's going on?
What's going on? And then on the ready stance, I want you to just say back up, okay? 3, 2, 1. Back up! Now this person isn't backing up. We're going to do the strike. Again, just essentially stepping in with your forward leg and you're coming straight up. Not yet. You're going to do the air strike. Okay, all right, awareness stand.
What's going on?
What's going on? Hey, ready, stand. No. Back up.
Oh, yeah, back up.
They're not backing up. We're gonna take a step forward and we're gonna do a quick snap. Heel palm. We want the hardest part of our hands to hit the weaker or softer, tender parts of their body, which is their eyes, their nose, their lips, their face, okay? And we're gonna go up as quickly as possible and snap back. The reason we snap back is because we want to be ready for the next strike. I don't wanna be out here, then somebody can grab. Right. Snap back and you're continuously protecting yourself. All right, ready? Strike, go. No! We're not jumping, we're just taking one step in. Snap back, ready? Let's keep going. No! No! Keep going. And keep going. No! Good job. No! Come on. No! Nice. Questions about that? Positioning the feet, strikes. Always coming back to your base to protect yourself.
And one real quick thing, we're using our voice. You know, we talked about using our voice in a different and empowering way. And also it helps keeps us present. So when we yell no and we're breathing, so a lot of times when we get in a crisis or some kind of mode, we hold our breath. We're like,
Brace.
yeah, we brace. So with the movements, with the voice, it's designed to keep us focused and present and breathing and calling attention to our situations.
Yeah, and it gives you more power.
Yeah, like Serena.
Yeah, the strike is a lot harder when you use your voice. Also, it's different. As a fake perpetrator, I don't want somebody who is yelling no and striking me in that manner. We usually want people who are submissive or, more quiet, so to speak. So, friendly with the pad.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is start from confidence, go into awareness. Arnesia will give the cue. Ready stance. Someone does something you don't like, right? When Arnesia says somebody's done something you don't like, we go into ready stance, and then the target will be presented, and then we'll strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's basically it. No, not a lot of verbal words. So Sharonda's gonna give me clear direction. I'm not gonna follow it. When I show the pad, that means she strikes. Okay? All right.
What's going on? No. I said no. 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 You're gonna get on the line. Cheer for y'all.
You all can say the things with it. It amplifies it.
What's going on?
No.
Good job.
No.
No.
No,
Good job.
no. 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 No.
But I do want to share is, essentially, if you're hitting someone in their face, they're going to do something like this. That is why you continuously step in, because that space has now been provided. But when we fight until that person is done. So I'm going to keep moving in, keep stepping in, keep stepping in. See what the target is.
All right. What is going on?
Back up. You do a little too much back up. Back up. No, no,
No. Step in. No. No. Keep going.
No.
Step in.
no.
No. Wow. All right, mommy.
What's going on? No, back up. Back up. Back up. No.
Pivot, oh, that's it, pivot all the way around, yeah.
Back up.
Keep
No.
them
No.
facing you.
That's okay. That's your not you, okay? You're pivoting on that, but that's telling me that I'm not moving. I'm telling you you're not moving. All right, let's just pivot. That's your.
Good
back.
job, stay,
Don't put that
stay
foot-
forward facing,
Face
Good.
it down. There you go. Keep pivoting.
That's it.
Keep that there. Keep there. Pivot.
that's it.
Just spinning.
You got this. What's going on?
No,
Good job,
no,
keep going.
no. Back up.
That's it.
Back up. Back up. No.
Good job. No, that's right.
No.
Okay, hands up, you're good, you're good. Breathe, breathe. You need some ice? All right, let's get some ice for mommy. All right. Good job. Right. What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Steady your feet.
Back up!
Elbows in a little bit.
Back up! Up! No!
Good job.
No!
That's it.
Oh, oh. Wait, I know.
It's okay.
Like-
Where do you need this?
Step, step in, step.
No, it's your voice.
No!
Keep stepping.
Good job.
Keep stepping.
No!
Keep stepping.
No! No! No!
Good job.
All right.
The step part was kind of glitchy.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to kind of figure out what's my strong.
Yeah.
It took me a minute. Yeah. All right. What's that like to hit something? You don't know.
It was weird because I've been trained, but it's completely different. I had clients with individuals with mental disabilities, so I avoid physical contact unless they approach me. So in that scenario, process intervention when you like put them on hold, but I try not to hit people, I try to de-escalate the situation, so when it comes to like physical contact, you never know what might happen, so it's kind of whatever you can do to defend yourself at that moment.
Yes. Would you say you have a different tool?
In what ways?
So if you have to defend yourself at work or otherwise, would you say you have a different tool now?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little jarring. Doing it, especially in that way when you're trying to defend yourself, but not. For me, you know, we just start fighting, but I understand that like it's scarier when you're trying to just like push you away from you, like back up. So that's like really this human body is a little overwhelming. But I would definitely say I overwhelmed.
And it's also for legal.
Yes.
Okay, if you start neutral, everybody's recording everything. So if you're here and you're like, I don't want no problem, big fella, I don't want to talk to you, no, step away from me. And they keep coming. And then you step in to defend yourself. That's different than getting into a fight. Both of y'all going. Right?
And it's exhausting. Ever been in a fight? Reason we teach these techniques because it's one and done. I'm not doing all this frailing, I'm not doing all this. My body is tense already. You will be exhausted. And that is typically what leads to something else happening. So focus on the very bare minimum. Harder parts of your body, weaker parts of theirs. Strike. And it's again, as Ron says, it's a team. You can add it. If you start fighting, you get tired of it. There's nothing you can do. You know
Exactly right.
It's
We're not
just-
saying what you're doing is wrong.
No. Do what you do.
It's survival, whatever y'all did to get you here in this moment today, it worked. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not just like making contact. That was a lot for me. I'm not someone who's really know how to fight, but always back down or like the person who's like assaulted. So yeah, just not used to continue with that too. Yeah, that was something I'm not used to at all. So recentering after that was great. Definitely really tough. But very unfamiliar. Like yeah.
Take some integration.
Yeah.
Mom, how you doing?
I'm okay, thanks for just going on with y'all, I started getting on, yeah, no, I really appreciate this tools, actually, I was thinking about the responsibility of keeping myself and this other person, like, as safe as possible, while defending myself, that, because, similarly to what Donnie has said, if prior to this, you couldn't get beat up, and like, I kind of like just black out, so being in your body to defend yourself is something that's new to me, because in the absence of defending myself, I'm out of my body, and in defending myself, I'm black out, and I wake up, like, they have me, but yeah, no, this is very helpful, and I also appreciate y'all for what I'm saying, that's it.
Yes. Your experiences, all experiences are affirmed, in a safer space. We are worth defending. So whatever our stories are, however we show up, however, like I said, whatever we did to survive that got us here, honor them. These are not tools to say, don't do that no more. These are tools that you can employ so that, as Arnesia said, you're not exhausting yourself if you do have to get physical, and for legal. There are legal reasons for, and this why this is a proven method of defending ourselves, right? Real quick, there was a story about someone who had taken an impact class, and they were on a train or something, and they were being, assaulted. And because the person started here, because we hit hard, when we get into knee strikes and things, we're hitting hard. This is a hard hit to someone's face. If had not been for the fact that they were recorded, using these tools first, and the person kept advancing, then that person could have been in a lot of trouble because she crumbled things. And these tools work on all genders.
Yeah.
Soft parts, hard parts of our bodies, soft parts of their body. Right?
All right.
Yeah, so that,
All right, you all been standing, you wanna just grab?
Yeah,
a
grab
chair?
a chair, come back for a minute.
You don't have to bring them all, just you. Just you.
the water, is it in here?
Yeah, I think you gotta do.
It's the second layer, so.
All right, so, what you did is not easy, but you did it. And, take a moment to do that and give yourself some grace. Be critical about how we did it, but we did it. And as we move forward with that grace and curiosity and all of the agreements, we want to talk about boundaries in a sense. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I do want to touch on it and how it plays a significant role in how we show up in the world and how other people show up with us. So, in talking about boundaries, we're going to talk about setting them and really what that means, and having the opportunity and the ability and the capacity to follow through on this. So you can verbalize a boundary, but it's not a boundary that you actually can follow through on it. Going through some examples of boundary setting. You're very good at that. Am I here? It's fun times.
So there's things that we do already that set a boundary, right? So we could set a boundary around the kind of food we eat. We could set a boundary around whether and when or whether we drink or adult beverages or not. We can set boundaries. So boundaries can start there. I don't want mushrooms on my pizza. That's a boundary, right? This is the way I feel about how I want my pizza. I'm declaring that I want you to make it this kind of way. I'm paying you to do what I ask you to do. And if you don't do it that way, then there could be, a conversation that we have. So, and then setting boundaries also, we set boundaries in our scenarios a lot of times with unfamiliar people. But what does it look like to set a boundary with your family, friends? Because if Arnesia comes up to me on the street, I'm not gonna be like, no, back up, But if I find that Fardos is, we're friends and there's something that, makes me feel a certain way, then, and I want to preserve the relationship or have the opportunity to preserve the relationship, then I want to say something. Because maybe Fardos is just moving the way they move and it's impacting me in a way and I haven't said so. So we have what we call the magic formula. So when we're dealing with someone that we want to maintain or attempt to maintain a relationship with, we use the when I, then I phrasing. So it could be when I, or I feel when you, right? So it keeps it clean, it's keeping it neutral, it's not bringing up the past, it's not saying you always, every time, you know, we're not doing that. We're saying, Fardos, I feel disrespected when you talk over me, please stop. It's clean. Fardos can say, oh, whatever, and then I have information. I have no intention of respecting my boundaries, so that I have to make a decision. So this is part of taking ownership of our own safety, taking ownership of our own empowerment. We don't have to leave it in someone else's hands now. We have a tool to put it back in our hand and make decisions based on someone's behavior. So these long drawn out, they don't have to make as much as they. So let's say Fardos and I are friends, and I really enjoy something that Fardos does. And I want Fardos to keep doing it. I can use the when I, then I formula then too. Fardos, I love it when you bring me coffee when you come into work in the morning. Please keep doing that. Right? And you know, Fardos could be like, well, I don't know if I can do that all the time. Right? Or, you know, a cup of coffee, $1.95, I could do it, you know, or we have a reciprocal relationship where Fardos is agreeable to bringing me coffee when she comes to work, right? So, with some of the time that we have left, take a minute and think about something that you'd like to, or if there's something up for you that you'd like to keep or stop. And how can you practice using the magic formula with that?
So it's I feel when you blank. So I feel blank when you play. And then you put whatever you want.
Keep doing that or stop.
And then also as you're thinking about it, when Sharonda was talking about the response after you get information from the person, think in terms of like, am I somebody who is confused? Am I somebody who is just like, oh, I don't want to be seen as this type of person? That's a big part of empowerment as well. Who am I? And then I need to address who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing so that I'm able to work forward with doing something.
Does it have to be I, like, putting myself in the situation?
Yes. Yes. Who else are you setting boundaries for?
Usually, I make it clear to the individual that their action is disrespectful, period, that's it. So they can't just do it to me or other people in general.
I like that you said that, because I was thinking the same thing. I know that I feel, because you know, I'm the one setting the boundary, but like, when do we call out what we know to be fact? This is abusive, don't do it, right? Don't do it, like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. I think I would offer, there's bystander intervention, which is a different tool that we're not getting into today. And I also want to offer that in a one-on-one conversation, I don't know how helpful it is to globalize. All right.
It's easier for them to display.
Yeah, I'm talking about a direct impact that you're having on me right? And others can have that same conversation. You have tools now to teach people that they can empower themselves to have that conversation if they want to, right? But right now, I only got me. I can only work. We're not comforting others. This is not a global save the world in that kind of way. I want you to stop your bullshitting because the world is affected by it. That's not, we're here. So we're here in a conversation with, because they may be abusive, right? But if you start going all off into the globalization of their behavior, you're going to lose them. You might lose them anyway, because abusers are going until they get to do the work they need to do. That's a whole different situation.
Yeah, it's less personal.
Yes. I'm telling you about the personal impact that you're having on me and this relationship. right? If it matters to you. I feel disrespected when you talk over me. Stop. Oh, I didn't even realize, or I get excited, or, you know, and all those are fine. But I'm asking you to slow down and stop what you're doing, because this is how I feel when we're together, right? I love it when you bring me coffee in the morning. Keep doing that, right? So, I don't know.
If you wanna interject, if you see something, that's when we invite advice in. I'm not gonna stand for this. You can interject, and keep in mind that that is a part of, like I said, like somebody wants to say the word, and like those are the things that are a part of you, that person may not be, and you're interrupting their process. That person should be the one to set the boundaries for themselves. Yes, you can advocate and stand up for people, and there's a balance there.
Yeah.
I don't think we are really socialized to defend ourselves. I think that we're socialized to defend and take care of others. So it feels easier to me to say, yo, you doing some shit that's fucking up the whole community. Once I start humanizing myself and naming myself as a member impacted in the community that or impacted by that behavior, I'm like, oh shit, like it's harder for me to defend myself than it is for me to defend others. Just talk. I'm not saying.
No, and that's about, exactly, that's a socialization of Black women, specifically Black people in general. We're socialized to take care of other people. I mean, what were we doing when we got here to this country? Okay, so, and that's passed down through societal messages, through religious messages, through, you know, cultural norms. And this work bumps up against that in a lot of ways. Because we're saying, we're owning who we are. I'm owning the fact that I deserve to be defended. I own the fact that I deserve to have boundaries. And I'm owning the fact that if I need to take the next step, I will. In a lot of our histories, we're not in our body. So what else are we gonna do? We're gonna help other people because we don't even feel ourselves. So this is like counterculture. Always. And in always. Everybody. What's next?
When you all feel settled in the I feel when you want to practice that, or do you want me to like how each step?
Let's do hug, interception, and close. I think we're there.
Oh, all right. So we'll run straight back.
All right, so we're gonna do just a couple things for like when familiars, you're at work or, you know, family members, they think they know that it's okay to touch us anytime they want to, or anything like that. Maybe we're just not, we're the person who doesn't want to be hugged in the family of huggers. So we have something called hug interception. You're gonna be the hugger? Sure. Okay. So it's basically, so this came out of a thing with Oprah, where, you know, people loved Oprah back in the day and they just wanted to come up and hug her. And so she would match their energy, because it's not like I'm not excited to see you. I just maybe don't want to be hugged. So we'll show you. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well,
Thank you. Good to see you too. Oh, you know, it's okay. I don't want to hug right now, but I do want to get that tea there.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later.
I really appreciate this exercise because I think that many of the times when people already know you or like when they have good intentions, they still feel comfortable just touching you and grabbing you without your consent. And that's such a crazy thing to me. So I appreciate seeing something like this because I never know what to do other than just get embraced.
Uncomfortable hug, you'll be like.
You know.
So we're gonna have you two practice and you two practice, okay? So let's have, okay, yeah, let's go this way and this way. So actually, I've said that wrong. Let's have you two practice and you two practice. Is that okay? Yeah. And then we'll go this way. All right. So this line, no, I want you to go back a little bit because they're gonna come at you with all kind of energy. And I'll take a couple steps back. And I want you to just get really into it. And run up to them like you want to give them a hug. I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm gonna give you a hug. Okay? All right. And so this line, you're the huggers. Ready? You're gonna do hug interception. Ready? Go.
At the same time?
Yeah.
I think we should get together. So we should Oh, I'm totally free. How about this? We'll text you with some plans. All right, bye. 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 See you later. I'll see you later. Good job.
That was good. If you don't want to touch them, that was good. Just throw your hand out like, I take a handshake.
And you step back a little bit. Like when I came up, no, I'm saying good. Like when I came up to you, you like step back a little bit, put your hand off, and that created more distance.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that, and if that worked, it worked. We also want to offer new tools as well. Essentially, we've already done the awareness, right? We saw that this person was coming up. We all know awareness, right? Awareness, you put your hand up here. You can keep it there. I'm gonna stay with you. All you're gonna do is keep that out there. Keep it front. That hurts. If that person is invading your space, you have this already, essentially. So that's another tool that you have in your pocket. You don't even have to touch them. Rather than backing up, because me backing up is telling them, you can come to my space.
Okay.
That's holding your boundary in your space. Okay.
All right. This line. Say, now you're gonna be the mad hugger. You're going to deflect. Yeah, back to them. Going forward. Okay, ready? Go. Energy.
Hey, thanks, buddy. But I miss you too. I know what you doing. Hey, I'm totally flop expensive, but you know, I don't available. All right, see you next week. Thanks, buddy. I'll see you later. Where? Yeah. You did it so smoothly, like how you did that.
Let's practice. Yeah. That was very good. That was very good. Grab it in your hand, put them in prayer position, give them back, go into awareness.
You want to practice? Okay, I'm coming to you for a hug.
There it is.
Oh, that was it.
There it is. And then the last part is body part back. Mm-hmm. And that is if somebody is coming to you to touch you, is coming to touch you, and you're like, not today. Mm-hmm. So you would take my hand, give it back to me, go into awareness. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So it's a way to like what is the word I wanna use? Reduce unwanted touch.
Yeah, for sure. Taking whatever part you don't want and handing it back to that person. And you can use the magic formula at that point. Touch my shoulder, you wanna practice it? Yeah, just touch my shoulder. Hey, yeah, you know what? It makes me feel uncomfortable when you touch my shoulder. Next time I need you to ask.
So I got you, and that's that boundary.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel.
And it's so clean.
Yeah.
Do you feel type of
No,
way?
I
Exactly.
don't feel no way, you articulated it right.
They're right. And you're somebody who's receiving that. On the flip side, it's somebody who you would know if they weren't respecting your boundary because they have this reaction. Now you have information.
Yeah, yeah, this is so helpful.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should do our closing circle now because we're getting to time. So let's just have a chair. Okay.
We'll do one more thing. Sorry, we want to give you as much
I
time.
was guilty about that.
The rest
Yes.
Here's back a little bit further. We're gonna do risk release.
y'all didn't know y'all was gonna be moving furniture.
It's on the way. Now, so essentially, we're just doing a demo. Anytime someone grabs your wrist, this time we're not giving back the body part because they've already got ours. We're going to make sure we take our body part. Okay. You want me to grab yours? You want to grab mine? I'm gonna grab yours. You want me to grab mine?
I'm gonna grab yours.
Okay.
We'll switch that up. All right. Hey, come with me.
No, let go.
Come with me.
Sharonda,
No, I
let
want you to
go.
come with me.
I need you to let go. No, I said let go.
You like that? Yeah. It was very cute. So what did you do? Come with me.
So I was clear, let go, I'm giving them the opportunity, let go, I need you to let go. 3 times is too much for me, but I did it for practice purposes. They didn't, they still invaded my boundary. All I do is got hips, these are our power houses, our thighs, our legs. And you see, I'm already kind of in that ready stance. So I'm positioning myself in that ready stance without doing this. I grab my hand because it's available, which gives me a little bit more strength. The next thing I do is I'm going to pull back and use my hip and my legs to pull back. And I'm not pulling up, I'm sliding back. No! And I'm using all of this to get out of that. Body weight, you don't want to get into a muscle tucker. When we get grabbed, you start to brace and you start to tension. No, let go. You go back.
And I'm holding.
And reverse. Hand on top. Never. And then I get her to get ready. Use your power. One and done.
All right, you wanna practice it? All right, so, some of us can, work with Arnesia, some of us can work with me, or we can cycle through so you can get a different feel for different body types and then, you know, just practice, so,
I'm just gonna walk up.
yeah, let's just cycle through.
Yeah, I don't want to cover it.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. And
Hey, come
then,
here.
Oh, wait.
You coaching?
I'm coaching.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm gonna really grab you. I want you to
Okay.
have it for you.
Take a step, no,
No. Okay.
okay. You wanna grab, no,
All like.
pull his arm back.
Alright.
You're gonna slide back and pull your arm back, okay?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Good job.
That's it.
All right.
Good job. How did you feel?
I'm good.
Okay, we'll give you a moment. Is that good? When?
Whoa. No.
Yeah.
Can we do it again?
Yeah.
Take this off.
Okay. Well, wait, pause. The big part of this pause right now.
Oh, yeah, I gotta say no first.
I mean, you can, and you can, your no is gonna bring you back to yourself. Okay, you can say no.
Alright. No.
Right.
Let me go, bro.
And feel you,
Let me go.
Feel you. Anything happening?
Like in my body.
No, right now. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I just have your hand. You just pause. Breathe. Now what's available to you?
I can do
There you
this.
go.
I
You
can
got
say
your
no.
hand. That's it. Let's do it.
No, you gotta let me go.
I'm not letting you go.
No, let me go.
Step back.
Step back.
Yeah, because you want to create space.
Yeah.
And then run or whatever's available.
Yeah.
Step back.
Yeah.
This is
Run and
why-
tell somebody, hey, this person just tried to grab me, right?
Alright.
Hold the pause and feel yourself.
Hey,
Right now,
yo,
that's
let me go. Let
I'm
me go.
not letting you
No, you need to let me go.
go. I'm not
Now.
letting you go.
I feel like I'm stealing
No,
my shit.
that energy with the word no, right? So I want, give me some shit energy, no! Getting away.
This is good. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, yeah. It's about awareness and stuff. All right, let's practice one more time.
Hey, yo, let me go.
Get your balance,
Everybody.
get your balance.
No. I got to step back.
Muscling up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, use your thighs and your legs. Spin down.
There's power there, right?
Let's do it slow. Grab your hand.
Yeah.
Take a
Put
step
this
back.
Step forward. Put this one forward. See how it feels. Then you're just gonna step back with that one. I'm really gonna give you forward. Straight back. Elbow to the wall. Got it?
I'm more on the step, but this is good.
Yeah.
Thanks for working with me. Oh, again, no. There's so many things for
I know, I was like, this part, I don't know. I'll grab this one.
You okay?
Yeah. Let me go. I'm not letting you go.
No.
Yeah, more of a elbow bend and muscle. Yeah, because I feel like that would be hard to do. Yeah, cover. Yeah. Well, let's try again. You want me to do this song? Oh, no, this is like, no, I need to practice. I get my good. So smack it. Bend a little bit. And you smack it. You pull. Oh, sliding back. Gotcha. Gotta do muscle up.
Let's try it.
I'm trying to figure out how I lost that.
So
Oh,
I want you to feel it on me first. Grab my wrist
Yeah.
and like really grab.
What feels more
Okay.
comfortable?
Down
You
here.
have time to position.
I'm okay.
You're gonna use that.
Like really grab. All right. Let me go.
no.
I said, let me go. See, I'm getting ready. Let me go. They're saying no. I said, let me go.
No. Pulling to the body.
Okay.
Oh, like this.
Now.
Okay, it's all the way. No.
Down here.
Come with me.
I'm not going with you.
Come with me. Come on.
I'm not going with you. I said no.
I didn't mean it for real.
I'm not taking it that way. I'm running. This person just tried to grab me. They're wearing, right?
Yeah. Great.
All right. Good?
Yeah. Y'all feel good about that? Same with two hands, real quick, I just want to show you.
Okay.
It's the same thing with two hands, but a lot of times, two hands,
Oh.
that's a lot harder, especially if the person's much more stronger. This is a lot harder to try to get out of.
Mhm.
But hard parts to their vulnerable parts, what do I have available?
I got my knees.
My knees. No. What else do I have available? What do we learn?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can hit them in the eye.
No. And then no, I'm fighting now at this point.
Yeah.
No. Got it? Yeah, and we're not doing a lot of crowling.
No.
That was 1 and 2.
Yep.
And their vulnerable parts, they're down.
Some of these.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's circle up.
Take a minute. Extend your hand out. And reach it back. Give yourself a little pat pat. Good job, y'all. What is one thing that surprised you about yourself today?
How much more control I have. And I think that when I'm in situations like this, if you have a lot more control, and you feel like people want somebody. Because it didn't feel like, there were moments where you were like, wait, no, is it real? It didn't always feel like we're acting. So, I think that's why.
Yeah. What's coming up for me again is just being in my body in conflict, you know, like I be leaving my body to abandoning it to handle the conflict, so. It feels good to, we're not sat down and taught tools to keep ourselves safe, so it feels good to learn that, and be able to be present with that, so thank you all for providing the space.
I would say it's okay to initiate physical contact with somebody in your boundaries. That's something that I usually don't do. Usually I back up and I walk away. If I'm not needed to be there, I can just leave.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. I appreciate the intimacy, vulnerability, for sure. Your presence, and your willingness to play and learn and try something new or integrate with something you already employ.
Yeah, how can we like do more of this?
We're gonna be sending out email and add you to our list, so we'll let you know for upcoming. We actually have a basics training, so if you want to get more into the physical tools, it's a weekend, and it's not cost prohibitive, so don't let that be a barrier. We don't want this cost to be a barrier, and it's for Black folks specifically, Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday. And we talk about what we did here. We get to practice more. We get to get into more of of it, and we get to practice some real physical details with our suited instructor, Arnesia, aka Lace, and in a full suit and full impact. And that's next week. So
I want to go.
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a great opportunity to build on what you just learned. Sharonda, one of the coaches there, and it'd be amazing continuing to build on those grounding techniques and embodiment techniques, and then also getting the physical practice in a much more intense way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's more recovery time because we can't
yeah.
do all that there is to do in 2.5 hours. And like have you go home and be all right. You know, there's integration time.
Yeah.
And with that being said though, this was intense. It was small but mighty. And there was some intensity. And I just want to remind you all to take care of yourselves. It's not uncommon to have dreams after doing some work like this, even in a smaller session. So just pay attention, be kind to yourself, have compassion for yourselves. Remember that whatever you did to get here got you here. And now you have some new tools, and I hope a sense of empowerment, curiosity about what's available.
Not uncommon to feel more confident I am when you walk out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel less like there's less of a chance, because you know, we can't control what happens in the world, but before I might have been a little bit scared to go here or go there. I feel less of them based on training. I feel like oh, I've got a power of self-defense. I just move differently. I move differently because of the training. That is true.
And also for me, like I was just for the teaching for campus, like stuff like this. I think about this to tell her, you know, she's I would like to stay home for one, or not like a lot of I want to, but he is in a lot more than.
Yep. What college is she?
She's at, Central State.
Oh, okay. We need to get down.
We have courses in down.
And he is.
Bring her on, bring her on.
Yeah. So thank
Y'all
you.
have the October dates?
13, 14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah. They're online.
Excellent. I hope to see y'all again.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, we can sell.
Yeah.
You wanna get me on it, or we just, everybody? Let's go.
I'm good.
We'll see you in October. We're gonna see you in October.
Yes, some of your friends along.
Bring some friends, I love it. Love that. And everybody put their
Yeah, I
email
learned
on?
a lot.
Yeah, okay, good.
I don't apologize for anything.
No, same.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know why this
There's
year.
something too.
Yes, Scorpio too. I can tell.
Not all of them.
You are too. I did not.
I am-
Whoa. Hey.
I like.
Waters?
20th October. October.
You in November.
I'm a November Scorpio. I was born on 11/11.
I imagine. Me too, me too.
Scorpios are a little more reserved, and then November Scorpios